The Free Burma Rangers is a humanitarian organization to give help, hope, and love to people under attack and to get the news out. We are not a militia and we are not part of the military. So the action up in the Karenni area in Loikal and Dimoso, this was not official FBR action. However, some FBR members that we had trained before were involved in that as their own selves, and that is their right to defend themselves and to defend the people under attack. One of the people who died was named Al Lassane. Al Lassane was a young Karenni man, and he went through our training back in 2017 and did some relief missions and then went back to his own parent organization. But when the coup happened and he saw the civilians being shot in the street, he wanted to help. And he got in between the Burma army and the civilians, and he was killed on 27 May in Dimoso. And so we are very sorry about that, and we honor him, and we consider him as part of our family, but that was not an official act. That was an act he and his group took with the local civilians. So the Free Burma Rangers, we are not pacifists. We completely support the right for everyone to defend themselves. And we have defended ourselves too. And so when you join the Rangers, even though your job is not to fight, you can't run away if the people can't run. And so if they're under attack, you have to stay with them. Now, at that point, if you want to fight back, of course you can. If you want to defend the people, of course you can. You want to defend your life, of course you can. That's a basic human right. But it's not our job to go attack. And so we try to focus on the humanitarian work, but we do stand by the right of Al Lassane, and all others who stand against the regime when they attack their own people. The mission of the Free Burma Rangers is to give help, hope, and love to people under attack and get the news out, and to work together for freedom, for justice, and for reconciliation. That means also praying for and forgiving our enemies. That means praying for the Burma soldiers and policemen and Min Aung Hlaing and his people who attack, and being willing to forgive them. But it also means standing up for what's right, standing up for the truth and getting the news out and treating the people who are suffering. Back in 1996, I met Aung San Suu Kyi in her house, and she asked for unity and she asked for prayer. So we started Day of Prayer for Unity, Day of Prayer for Burma, that we do every year, the second Sunday of March, based on her request. And we started ethnic unity work. We didn't start it, we supported it. And in the middle of that, by 1997, we saw a huge offensive where the Burma army attacked the ethnic people, the Karen, the Karenni, and the Shan in particular at that time. Over 500,000 people in 1997 all over Burma were displaced. And we thought, we have to do something. I used to be an American Special Forces soldier. I got out, I went to Bible school, and I gave my life to God. And I was here. I was invited actually by the Wa. The Wa tribe invited us in 1993. So before I even met Suu Kyi, I was up in Wa State with my wife, 93, 94, 95. And then later I met Suu Kyi. Anyway, and we knew the Karen people. And so I thought, I have to help someone. If I help only one person, they will be happy, I will be happy. So I went into the jungle in 1997, this after meeting Suu Kyi, and in Karen State during the fighting to help. And the Karen people began to join us. And step by step, we became the Free Burma Ranger, free for freedom. Burma for everyone in Burma. Ranger is the one who will go even if they're alone and never give up. So our job is to give medical care and food and supplies and tell the stories and also stand with people. We stand with them not only humanitarian, but politically. People have the political right of self-determination. And so my stand and the stand of the Free Burma Rangers is to be with the people of Burma. And what we tell Min Aung Hlaing and the generals, we're not against you. We're not against you. We're for a good Burma. But this way doesn't work. This way doesn't work. And I remember one time in 2011, I was in a meeting with the KNU, and General Aung Min from Burma came during the ceasefire talks. And we became friends. I love this guy. And I shook his hand and I said, you know, if you saw me in the jungle, I saw you in the jungle, maybe we're both dead. but God brought us together in this meeting. And I said, can I pray? You're Buddhist, I'm Christian. He goes, yes. He speaks very good English. And as I said, Lord Jesus, show us a new way. And I felt a warmth. And my children were there too. He said, oh, these are your children. I said, yeah. And so we have some friends in the Burma army, not many, but we want to be friends with all of them. But if they attack their own people or they attack the ethnics, we have to say, no, please don't do it. It's not like we're perfect, we're good and you're bad. No, we all have good and bad inside, but we have to choose which way. So the Free Burma Ranger, we choose. We're not good, but we choose to try to be good, to try to do good things. So we've been in Burma over 25 years. And then we were invited about 5 years ago to go help in Africa, in Sudan, and then later in Iraq, and then in Syria. So we took people from Burma with betel nut and flip-flop into the battle in Iraq, in Mosul, Iraq, against ISIS, and in Syria against ISIS, and in Sudan for freedom. And everywhere we took the Burmese people, everyone loved them. Who are these people? Don't they have a war in their own country? They came to help us. And the Burma people that came with us, they are Karen, they are Karenni, they're Shan, they're Kachin. They said, other people help us, we also need to help. We're in this world together. So this is a little bit about the Free Burma Rangers. I have a wife and 3 children. All my children grew up here. Their names in Karen language is Ta'ua, Tatupo, Botopo. With Burmese, it's Meopiu and Wewan. And what is Baby Tiger?
Chabot.
Chabot. And so I'm Meopiope. So now we have about 100 relief teams operating in Burma, giving humanitarian relief. And when the coup started on 1 February, I was in Chowchi area in the mountain, and the attack coming and more people fleeing. And I saw what happened. But one amazing thing I also heard when I met Burmese people, Burmans, we are with you. We have to build a new country. Thank you, Karen people, for helping us. We want to help you. I feel this is a great opportunity for the people of the Burmans and the ethnics to work together. Nobody's perfect, but we need each other. The ethnic people need the Burman need the ethnic, and we need to compromise and work together. So the Free Burma Rangers, we don't have any authority. We have no political role, but we're behind all of you for freedom. We've got 100 teams scattered all over. We have teams in the Arakan. We have teams in Chin State. We have teams in the Mon. We have team in Karen. We have more than 30 teams in every Karen district. Altogether is 30 teams. So in Tanatari, Duplia, Pa'an, Papun, Taton, Naunglibin, Taungu district, we have teams. We also have teams in Karenni, and we have Pa'o team, we have Lahu team, we have Shan team in RCSS South. Also, the Northern SSA, we have team. They don't completely agree, but we have teams in both. We have team with the Ta'ang people or the Palau. We also have teams in Kachin. The most active teams now are in Kachin, in Karenni, and in Karen State, because that's where most of the fighting is. Also, our team in Chin is active trying to help the people who are fleeing into the jungle. I support whatever the people of Burma support for freedom and good. And I have friends in the NUG government that I respect. Susanna Lasso, I think, is a wonderful person. Dr. Zawai So, I also think is wonderful. I know Lian Sakang. I only know 3, but they are my friends and I support them. Dr. Sasa is a very close friend. So there's 4. And I consider him a friend. I believe the NUG is a good step, and I think it's a necessary one. And so there is no perfect organization. The Free Burma Rangers, we have many mistakes and many weak points. That's true of all humans. But I encourage people to support the NUG, and if you don't agree with their policies, support them more and help change it. If you get involved, you can change and compromise. But we have to have something to stand up to what's going on. And so I believe that it's a good step and it should be supported. And I would like to see more talks between the NUG and the ethnic armed groups together. Number 1 is love. You are wonderful people. I remember one time I was very afraid. The Burma army was all around me, going to kill me. I was in Karen State. And I was reading a little book in my hammock. And it was about a British officer in World War II. His name was Seagram. And he was called Grandfather Longlegs. And he said, the most important thing to stand for is not your flag. It's not the land. It's people. It's people. And so because of love, and I said, that's why we're here. And when I woke up the next morning, I was not afraid anymore because I love these people and they love me. And when you have love, you're not too afraid because love is the most powerful force there is. The reason we got involved is because we were invited. I was out of the army. I was going to Bible school in America, and the Wa tribe in Burma invited me. At that time, the president of the Wa was Zhao Ni Lai, and the prime minister was Da Pang, Bao Yu Chang. These are the two leaders. And the foreign minister was a man named U Sa Lu, who actually is Wa and Lahu. His wife is Lahu. He is Wa. He was a Christian. And he said, we need help. And in 1993, he took some Wa soldier to Thailand, and they asked the Thai government and the UNDP, United Nations Drug Program, and the US government, please help us. We will stop all narcotic production. We will stop opium and everything, but the Burma army will attack us, so please help us. They got no positive response from the US government or the UN. So U Sa Lu, the foreign minister of the Wa, approached my father and mother. My father and mother are Christian missionaries. They're in Thailand 61 years now. My father is 91, my mother is 89. I just talked to them today by satellite. They're wonderful. And they talked to my father and mother, please send your son to help us. He used to be a soldier. He knows the war. We don't need him to teach us to fight. We know how to fight. We need to, how can we live together? Wow. So my wife and I got married in Malibu, California. It's a very beautiful place on the ocean. We came into Thailand, and then we went into Wa State. 1993 was the beginning. So we were invited. Later on, the Karen people invited us to help. And everywhere we've gone, in Iraq, it was the same. People from Iraq said, please come and help us. The NGOs don't work in the front line. You work in the front line, help us. So we were up with the Yazidi in Kurdistan, and then Iraq, and then Syria and Sudan. So the answer to your question is because we're invited. The second one is because we feel this is the place God has for us to go. We're not special, but everyone has something to do in the world that is good, that God wants to do. God can use all of us in different ways. If any faith, God is above all the religion, and he wants us to do good. And so God gave us this mission. So that's one motive. Second, I call that spiritual. Second is intellectual. Oppression is wrong. You have to stand against it. Third is emotion. I love these people. You cannot watch them suffer and do nothing. Fourth is physical. I like action. I like climbing the mountain. I like all the jungle and moving. It's fun for me. So as long as I remember who invited me, and then spiritual, God, intellectual, emotion, and physical last, then it's okay. So those are my motives: spiritual, intellectual, emotional, and physical. And everything we do, we're under the authority of the people in Burma. If I'm in a Burman area, I will be under the authority of the Burmans. If I'm in the Karen, I'll be under their authority. We're here to serve. My advice is do everything in love. First, pray. Second, think. Third, action. Pray, think, and then take action. Don't just do. Also, everything in love. Why? Why love? Because if we don't do in love, we will become like our enemy very fast, very fast. They believe they're right, and they will kill everyone. We believe we're right, we'll kill everyone. There'll be no mercy. The line of good and evil is not between Min Aung Hlaing and us, not between Burma Army and us, not between Karen and Burman, not between Wa and Lahu. The line of good and evil is in the human heart. Every day we have to decide, are we going to do good or bad? And for me, I ask Jesus, Jesus, help me, because I've experienced the power of Jesus. So my advice, call on Jesus to help you and do everything in love. You know, sometimes you will have to fight. You will know that time. You'll have to fight. but do it in love. You can fight with love because you're saying, please stop. But if you don't stop, I have to stop you, even if I kill you, because it's not good for me and my people. It's not good for you. Please stop. And remember, the bullet can stop the human heart. This is sure. And sometimes you have to do it. We had to do it against ISIS. Sometimes they will come running at us with explosive and suicide vests. Allahu Akbar, ah! And they kill many people. I was wounded 4 times. I had to shoot ISIS sometimes. Sometimes you have to shoot. You have to fight. And people in Burma, you may have to do this. But remember, the bullet will stop the heart. It won't change the heart. Only love changes the heart. So as you fight, pray, think, and act. What you're going to do, how are you going to do it? Be careful. Take your time to take an action, because once the action happens, it'll be very fast. The other thing is always tell the dictators 2 things. The truth. We don't accept this dictatorship. Number 2, the second one's very hard. We love you. We love you. We forgive you. We'll start again. These are 2 truths. Now, for me, only God can help me say that. Because really, I'm so angry sometimes. It's like, no. But if we do that, we will become like our enemy. And you will see, even if you win, Burma will have another problem. Because the real battle is between good and evil, not between Min Aung Hlaing and us. Yeah, he's doing the wrong thing, that's sure. But 2 things. We will always stand for freedom. We won't give up, even if we have to fight. But we'll always forgive you. We're not better than you. We'll always forgive you. Everyone is welcome to join FBR. That's 1. Number 2, we are not a fighting force. We have fought before. Maybe we'll fight again to defend the people. But it's not our job to be the militia. So if you want to fight, you need to form your own organization, or you need to join one of the ethnic armed groups, the KNU, the Kachin, or someone. But if you come to us, we won't give you military training. We don't have it. And you won't turn into an army. You'll just be a relief group. So know that about us. We're not against it. We know you have a right to defend yourself, and we have also fought before, and maybe we'll fight again. But it's like if you were a doctor treating the patient and the crazy guy comes in the hospital killing people, the doctor can fight also and then help the people. So we fight if we have to, but it's not our main job. So don't join us to fight. If you want to fight, then join another organization. That's their main purpose. And we'll support you and help you any way we can. In terms of how to join us, I'm not sure, because we're working in ethnic areas. We have to get their permission of KNU or Kachin. And actually, I need to ask my friend Thet for some advice about this. I've got a bunch of people asking to join us. And so I need your help. I need his help. What can we do with all these people that want to do something? I'm actually not sure. But I want to encourage them. Don't give up. Pray, think, and you'll have an idea and take action. Don't give up. For me, love God, love each other, don't give up. I want to say I love you. I want to say we love all the people of Burma. The Burmans, the Rohingya, the Karen, Min Aung Hlaing, and everyone in between. And we love God. Keep loving God. Keep loving each other. And don't give up. And one thing I didn't say about the Free Burma Rangers, we are not a religious organization. We're open to people who are Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, no religion, traditional religion, spirit worship, animist, anything. As long as we do for love, we'll be together. As long as we do for love. For me, I tried to follow Jesus because he changed my heart. But we have Buddhists on my team right now. We have Muslim. We have atheists who don't believe in God at all. We have everyone together. In the Battle of Mosul, there was an atheist guy saved my life 2 times. And so we're all in this together, men, women, any religion, any ethnic group. And I think it's going to take all of us to bring change to Burma. But do all you can in love. If you have to fight, you'll know when to fight. But love first, always love first, and always forgiveness. Forgiving for each other in your own movement. You'll need to forgive each other because we're all going to make mistakes. And forgiving of the enemy. That's the only way to move forward. So thank you, and God bless you. And may God bless and protect you and bring freedom to this land in Jesus' name. Amen.